Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I would think we should start the show by saying that we support the current president that won. They won fair and square, and we may not agree with them on everything.
No, them on everything. Yeah.
That's what I said. We may not agree with them on everything, but we can certainly agree that they were the one voted in fair and square.
Yeah.
And now that's who we got, and we support them. Do you agree, Mix?
Yeah, I do agree with you. The election interference we deployed over the years making this podcast has worked successfully, and we have gotten the pick that we wanted, basically.
Yep.
All this, what they call subconscious messaging we've put in this podcast. Subliminal messaging, it all worked out. It's great.
It was all to push Americans to vote third party.
Yes, exactly.
To detract votes from the person that we don't want in.
The third party from the end. The third party from the end of the parties you can vote for,
What?
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
I'm trying to work out what that means. Third party? I thought we were going for regular third party. I didn't know you would. Oh, I think we might have gotten our subliminal messages crossed.
I guess it's you've been putting the messages, so maybe they're just overlapping now in the subliminal, because we can't pick up on it, because subliminal we can't check if it's working, right? And if I've been putting subliminal messaging into our podcast, and you've been putting subliminal messaging into our podcast, then now they overlap.
Well, maybe we've... now I'm starting to wonder if I was even doing... Maybe I was the one doing third from the end. And you were doing the one third. And we've subliminaled each other into thinking we were doing the other one.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
so... I'm really in my head.
That might be the subliminal messaging now that, we realized what happened. This is what happened, and our heads are gonna explode.
Well, regardless, I'm glad everybody got out there and they voted for the president, and now we're happy to say that the president is there, the new one. Yeah, there's no more Joe Biden. Joe Biden's gone. He's out of there.
You can actually say it's Jova now.
It's finally actually Jova.
You can. It's actually Jova,
It's like, who would have thought is that meme predicted real life, Probably top 5 moments when a meme predicted real life. When it's Jova now.
It's like when the Simpsons predict,
It's like when the Simpsons predict. It's like... Yeah, if you go back, there's probably an episode where they have Joe Biden's president, and then they elect a different one who isn't Joe Biden. And you'd probably watch it. You'd be like, "Damn, the Simpsons! They got it again.
True.
They predicted it.
They did it.
Crazy. It's crazy stuff. And now they've predicted the current president as well. Are you happy with the results, Max?
I'm conflicted, I guess, now.
You're conflicted?
Yeah, because, I have to do the opposite of you when we do, this sort of things, and I feel like...
You don't have to do the opposite of me when we do the...
I don't? Then I don't know, I'm okay with it then. I didn't know.
We can lean into it.
Sorry,
you don't always have to do. You can mix it up.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I couldn't have.
Right.
I didn't have.
I wouldn't
to do
have
the
mentioned
opposite.
it. I wouldn't have mentioned it if you didn't say explicitly that you felt you had to do the opposite. If you had just if you just kept doing the opposite, I wouldn't have.
That's true. Yeah, I play my cards too quickly sometimes. I hold an entire a flush in my hand. and then I get imposter syndrome, and I go, I don't think I should.
The one place you don't want imposter syndrome is a game of poker. Well, how do you feel about the policies then?
All the policies, I like the policies. They're
you
the
love
best.
the policies?
I love the policies. I love.
I
the
like
third
some
policy is really good. The third one from the back from the end is a good one. Yeah,
sure,
and yeah, I like the troops. The troops are good.
We love the
troops.
And any president that supports the troops is going to be a good one. At the end of the day, that's the one you want.
Yeah, exactly. And
they got it. They got the one who loves the troops.
Yeah, and so
looking
forward to
the economy as well. The one that's going to help the economy as well is good.
Yeah,
we got them in there. They're in there now.
And the environment, it's going to be a thing, I guess. You know,
sometimes maybe you don't want to, sometimes the environment.
It just is, right?
It is. Sometimes the environment is it. As a policy, it just continues from the last one. So sometimes you don't have to worry about it.
But yeah. What else?
We're a regular Hassan and Ethan Klein. Us two. If anybody out there is missing when those two powerful minds would go head to head and talk about... They were talking about policies as well. And if you miss them talking to each other about that... I think they were called Hassan and H3H3, I think. I don't know. I didn't watch the show. I saw a clip last night. And I was like, people watch this.
They don't do that anymore. They don't do that.
They don't. Now they're mad at each other. They're upset.
They
had a falling out. I think they had a falling out over. I think Hassan. Slept with Ethan's girlfriend. I think.
Allegedly.
That's from what I heard on the you just post grapevine and the Discord channels that we have, me and Hassan and Ethan Klein.
You just seen it and you're like, that makes sense. I'm absorbing this information. I'm going to verify it. I'm just going to absorb it. And
I'm gonna break something here. Okay, this is going to be huge. I'm just going to go through a whole thing because I'm kind of sick of it because these guys are such phonies. Me, Ethan, and Hassan, we still have a channel. And you know what? They're talking regularly.
Okay, and I'm not in this channel. I'm not in this channel.
No. Well, you know how they feel about Polish people.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
They have their opinions.
I don't want to. They try to never bring it up on their show, obviously, but they feel a certain way. They have their own policies when it comes to Poland.
And Poland has its own policies too.
And I may not agree with them, but I respect their right to hold those views, even if they come at the detriment of my friend.
Poland has policies,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's it. That I just wanted to do a thing on the name.
If you're out there hurting. And you're sitting there and you're going, I wish Ethan and Hassan would just get back together, hash it out, and start talking about what's going on in the world again, getting down to the bottom of it. We'll look no further because you found a great replacement. It's this show, which I will name in 2 minutes because we're a little early for the intro.
You make yourself, you're lying in bed and you're like, just make it 2019 again, please.
Just make it, please. Just take me back. Not even 2019. Make it. I don't think they were doing the show.
I don't know. That's
why
they
stopped doing the show because of all of the the last year of Israel-Palestine stuff.
Were they doing that?
Is when they stopped.
I think they did before that. Oh, I mean, but
that's when they stopped.
That's when they started.
I'm saying they were doing it fairly recently. In the grand scheme of both of their careers, I guess.
True. I don't know. And I can't bother looking up because it's not important.
I think it's probably one of the most important things in our lifetime.
We need to verify this.
Because what we're talking about is the human connection.
And lots of it. Yeah.
And if you don't think that's one of the most important policies in a person's life, then I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, true. The friendship policy. The
policy
connection
of
policy.
Hanging out, good times.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a couple drinks. Maybe a movie.
Put that in the Constitution, I say.
Just hanging out, buds.
Hanging out.
Hanging out, buds. Just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, as I was saying, if you miss H3H3 like I do, and his repartee with Hassan on Twitch, which I think is where they did their show, or YouTube, probably maybe even both, then you've come to the right place, because this is Dead Ensigns, the mind palace of global free thinkers, Ben and Max.
Yeah, that's me. We're the safe place for all ideas.
You're probably thinking, I go to a place and I go to a podcast and they're either for or they're against. And I think we like to bring a bit of a balance and say that we can be for and against on various things, on various policies that the current president, who is now the president, has.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there are a couple things that they feel about finance and space that I don't agree with.
Well,
how do you feel?
I feel like I'm going to be very interested in what Tulsa King is going to say about this election.
I am looking forward to where Tulsa lies, where the king of Tulsa lies. And I think what's interesting is that they probably recorded stuff back when it was Joe Biden and Trump.
That's
so they
true.
probably didn't record anything in regards to what if Kamala Harris won.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that they probably just go like, we'll scrap the footage.
Scrap it, throw it in the bin. Yeah,
we'll scrap it. Maybe we'll ADR in Sylvester Stallone saying Kamala.
Mm-hmm. I support Kamala.
Which I think policy-wise
aligns with Tulsa King.
Is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say good. I'm going to say interesting.
Yeah. Everything is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And as a human, that's what we exist for.
When you get down to
interesting things, taking interest.
Policy is human. To have an ideal.
Yeah.
And a policy.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's environmental, it's humanitarian, sociological,
weed,
geopolitical, drugs, maybe even food. Is human.
Water.
We're running out. We're going to run out.
And fire, I think, also.
Earth, wind, and fire, even.
Yeah, all the elemental policies that
September,
current is,
Boogie Wonderland.
The days of the week, I think, are also pretty important.
And the days of future past.
Yes.
And where do people lie on the X-Men? Are we for? Are we against? I think the current president is going to have an interesting time when mutants come.
It speaks volumes that they still haven't addressed anything.
They still haven't addressed Charles Xavier. And we don't really have policy on him at the moment. Yeah. Is he okay? Mm-hmm. Should he go to Afghanistan and fight for America?
Yeah, there is I did see on the YouTube channel, Xavier's YouTube channel, it said, like, my electoral pick, the title of the video, and the video is removed. So I'm not sure.
Interesting. He took it down. I didn't get a chance to see it, so I don't know what it was.
And the comments were off, so there's that. And there's no... Maybe someone recorded it.
Because the issue is... he probably took it down because he probably said the current president, and people were probably like... people were probably going there commenting, what do you say on the Ethan Klein, Hassan drama.
God damn it. Yeah.
And he was probably like, I'm sick of it. I'm going to go down, use my Cerebro to make everybody vote for the president. Vote the way I want them to.
Exactly.
Because he could do that. He could just sit in Cerebro all day, control people voting en masse, and select the president, which I think is evil. But did he do it? We don't know.
But what if he did it out of the goodness of his heart, you know? He meant good, you know?
No, I think this is the issue, Max, is when it comes to policy, there's no good or bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's only liberty.
Yeah.
Or
freedom.
Or freedom. It's one or the other. Those are the two avenues.
Yeah.
And if it's not one, it's the other. Like environment, I think the current president is very liberty focused when it comes to the environment. But with space, I think they're more freedom.
A liberty and chaos, you know.
Yeah. Max, what's your opinion on the current president's wardrobe?
Wardrobe?
They a nice dresser?
They're pretty good. I'm
snappy?
not like. The big hat is a bold choice, I think. They started doing it as soon as they won, you know? And I was like, why are they suddenly...
it was like election night. They were like, I've won, and then behind the podium, they pull out the big hat and put it on, and everybody's like, okay, let's see how this geopolitically goes.
Our hats are going up now, you know? You invest in hats now?
Because it was 2 days after that, Keir Starmer started wearing a bigger hat.
Yeah, and
so we're kind of getting into like a bit of a hat race.
But the thing is that, you know, the British, you know, they love their hats. When you think British, you know, you thinking like a top hat.
When you think British policy, you think about the hat. Addendum. Amendment. To the British Constitution. You think of the hat amendment.
Guy Fawkes, when he didn't actually want it to blow up the Parliament.
No.
He wanted to blow up the vault with all the hats in it.
Yeah, and it was interesting because his signature thing was a mask. But if you look at all of his writings, he says, "I didn't want people to pay attention to the mask."
Yeah,
the mask. I didn't want people looking at the mask. I wanted them to copy the hat. And I'm sick of the fact that people are wearing the mask now and not the hat. The mask I just threw on because I thought it's that age-old thing where it's like if you're an artist and you have art policies like I do, you know what I'm talking about.
Policies.
You put days and days into a piece and you're like, this is going to be awesome. Post it, 2 likes, and then you fart out a little scribble of something. Post that, 8 million likes.
8 million likes.
8 million likes, 500,000 bookmarks.
This doesn't say anything I wanted to say. You know, that's what you tell yourself.
It's not important. It's not why are people liking this? Like more important pieces.
Yeah, like my hat
policies, my hat-based ones. But I think it's similar to that, where it's like Guy Fawkes really wanted people to resonate with the hat. But the mask
he hated
was
fireworks too.
And he hated fireworks.
For some reason.
And you're probably watching this now, or listening to this 2 days after the 5th of November, which was, Guy Fawkes' birthday. And you're probably thinking, like, I bet he would have loved these fireworks. The truth is, he hated loud noises, which is why he wanted to do an explosion, because he thought everybody hated loud noises as much as him. So he was like, I'm going to show them what for and do a big explosion. And everybody was like, that was awesome. Can we hear another one? And he was like, fuck me, man.
No, let's do this. Let's make this a yearly
They
thing.
were like, let's do this every year. And he was like, fuck this. I'm killing myself. He hung himself.
Yeah.
In his house, London Tower.
I'm gonna Yeah. He didn't have... It's impressive. I don't know how he did that in his cell because he didn't have shoelaces back then, because the old times, shoelaces didn't exist, you know?
Do you think we'll see him on the Epstein list?
The Guy Fawkes?
Do you think we will?
Yes.
That's interesting because he's been dead for a very long time.
But, you know, maybe he's a vampire, you know?
At that point, why would he kill himself? He can't kill himself. He's a vampire.
To fake his death, so then he can be on the Epstein list.
I think you're veering too much into freedom with your policies.
Yeah.
I think you need more liberty.
You need more liberty.
And you know what? I'm sorry, everybody. I know we said that we're the new Hassan Ethan Klein, but I don't think I can work with this guy.
Yeah, I think we're gonna stop. Honestly,
I think we're gonna break up the show.
I need to stop working with this radical. I'm gonna say with this. I'm pointing my finger.
I wasn't aware. Max wasn't. I was like a Trojan horse for radicalism. He wasn't. He thought I was just another moderate centrist like him, but no, I've weaseled in backdoor my radical viewpoints on the environment.
I was like, "Oh, cool
space,
horse," and then I would fall asleep at night, and then he would whisper sweet radicals into my ear. You know,
I'd tell him all sorts of incredible things about socialism and
don't even say that word. I'm gonna bleep that
China.
Actually, just so our viewers don't get exposed to that sort of stuff. You know.
See, well. Now I'm glad you're leaning more liberty.
Yeah, censorship is liberty. Yes. I know.
Yes. Well, freedom is no censorship.
Oh, yeah.
As we've learned from Mark Kern, Grums, is that freedom is when there's no censorship, which means that obviously liberty is when there is censorship.
Freedom is that boomer comic where the kid is swiping on the book. And he goes, why is it not?
Whereas liberty is the one where the dad is reading the book and the kid is like, I want to play Pokemon Go. That's
He's got
liberty.
all the piercings.
He's got all the piercings.
Yeah.
And I think what you want to do is try and find a middle ground between the two.
Yeah. Like, as we know, because of AI, everything can be turned into numbers,
Yes.
Everything has a value, like a mathematical value.
Everything is either a 1, maybe a 2.
Yeah. And then you divide it by 2 between the range between these two values, and you get the middle, right in the middle.
You get bang in the middle, 1.5. Which is where the AI is trying to lead us.
Yes.
And we're scared of this. People are very apprehensive. They load up ChatGPT. They load up the new AI Minecraft you can play. They load up, and maybe they go to like some kind of AI porn generating thing,
Maybe.
And they type in, give me pizza tower porn, and it will generate it for you. But they don't realize that within the image itself, it's a 1.5 value.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's trying to steer us there, and people don't get that. And people say, "We hate the AI. We don't want it.
They're all radicals.
I don't want to listen to. I don't want to read an AI book about a sci-fi book story generated by AI." Well, they don't realize is that you have been for hundreds of years.
Yeah, true.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, what people don't realize is that the middle, like the average, is the perfect thing, right? It's like what you want, right? You want
It's like if somebody came up to you and said, "Do you want $0 or do you want $100?" You'd say, "Give me 50."
Yeah. And then
so I definitely don't want the 0.
Yeah.
But I don't want to force somebody else to have the 0 if I choose the 100, right?
True.
So give me the 50.
Yeah. And then so that person then takes that other 50 that you didn't take, goes to a different person.
A lot of people forget how an average works. Did you take the total of the 2 data points? All right. In this instance, in this hypothetical, 0, 100. You add them together, so you have 100. You divide it by the number of data sets.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Which in this case is 2.
Yeah. Maths. Yeah.
And you end up with 50, and that's going to be the average every time if you add it up properly. If you fuck up adding it up, it's not going to be 50, but then because you've messed it up.
You messed it up. It's your fault. That's how taxes should work, honestly.
So it should be that you add up all the individual. I agree. You should add up all of the individual instances.
Yeah.
Of times that you've earned money.
Yes.
Put it all together in one big lump sum. Divide it by the number of instances.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your taxes for that year.
Yeah. True.
And then on the opposite side, you should add up all the times you've spent money.
Mm-hmm.
Divide it by the number of instances, and that's how much the government owes you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you subtract those together.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your taxes.
Yeah. True.
I think it would be it's also easier to work out.
And the thing is that no one can argue against it. You know,
No.
there is no logical argument against this approach, right? So everything's fair, perfectly fair.
Everybody's always paying the average of their money.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Which I think is the ideal between liberty and freedom.
Yeah.
Because freedom would have you no taxes. Liberty would be only taxes.
Only taxes? It's taxes at 100%?
It's a tax rate of 100% for everybody. Yeah. In liberty.
That's the dead Ensigns policy, is taxes at 100%.
Well, that's what makes our podcast such a good brain massager. It's I disagree. I think taxes
should be
50, like the average. Like
I think
it's what I'm saying still is that should be the taxes.
Yeah, okay.
And you're a bit more of a radical.
Yeah, now we switch. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And my favorite policy is movies, because this week I watched Ghost Dog: Way of the Samurai. Which is something you told me I should check out quite a bit.
Yeah, I was like, Ben, you should watch these.
I understand why you said that. Because I enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm pumping my fist. I'm like, yes.
I'm a Forrest Whitaker head.
Yeah,
I like Forrest Whitaker, but also I the movie was funnier than I anticipated.
Yeah, I was also surprised how
funny
the little
moments.
jabs in there that are like, this is
when he storms the mansion, and then the older guy stands up and he goes, "It's the Birdman." And he has a heart attack immediately, and then Forrest Whitaker lowers one of his guns.
Yeah. I like the joke with the guy who hires the ghost dog.
Yeah,
he goes to explain himself to his capos or whatever, and he I don't know what the context is. They complain about all these gangs and rappers having made up names
because they're trying to get him to describe who he is.
Yeah,
and he says they ask what's his name, and he says they call him Ghost Dog.
Yeah,
his name's Ghost Dog, and he's like, well, it's these, that's why in the movie they say that's what black people do.
Yeah,
the rappers and stuff, and they're talking about
they complain about it, and then he turns around and goes Joey Two Fingers, go do this. They also have made up names.
He talks about Flavor Flav as well. Yeah. He's like, you know who I always liked was Flavor Flav from Public Enemy. Mm-hmm. And then he starts rapping, and then later on in the movie he's listening to some Public Enemy.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. Good movie.
I
recommend it. I want to watch it again. In fact, at some point.
This movie is funny in a way that the action scenes are so slow in this, but at the same time, because they're slow, you can take in every kind of movement. And
it's interesting because I know it feels very
deliberate.
It's a Jim Jarmusch film, and his movies, I think this is this. At least in terms of the setting and everything, the characters and the setting and everything, it feels very opposite to what you would expect from a Jim Jarmusch film. I suppose they're usually very slow, very very poetic, of course, and not that this movie isn't slow or poetic, but at the same time, it's about a hitman, for the mob, who is into, Eastern philosophy and martial arts.
Yeah.
And incorporates that into his life. He lives his life by it.
Yeah.
He lives his life by the Bushido, the Hagakure. I don't know if you've ever read the Hagakure.
No.
It's like...
I'm not a samurai.
It's like if the art of war was based entirely on like emotion as opposed to just doing something that's like mildly smart.
Nice. Okay. It's
like the art of war is like fight somebody in a place that is beneficial to you.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Hagakure is like, if you're fighting somebody, make sure to kill them really well.
Mm-hmm.
Kill them as good as possible.
Yeah. Execute it perfectly.
Yes. Basically, execute it. Do 110% is the way of the samurai.
It's mindset grinds it, the first mindset grinds it people, with the samurai,
If your regent has been killed, you should kill yourself as quick as possible.
Because you failed, because he got killed,
faces.
you were supposed to protect him,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, but I mean, I'm kidding. He lives his life by the way of the Bushido because he was gonna get killed. There's a lot of stuff I picked up on. Obviously, Rashomon is a big part of it.
Yes, yeah.
Which obviously is like a way to interpret Rashomon is about lying, but it's more about perspective. You know?
Yeah. True.
And that's a big part of this film. It's at the beginning of the film when the mobster, his master essentially, is explaining how he met Ghost Dog. You see a flashback where Ghost Dog is being beat up in the streets, he's about to get killed.
Yeah.
In like an alleyway. And the mobster comes up, he's like, hey, what's going on over here? Then one of the guys beating up Ghost Dog turns around, he pulls out a gun and points it at the mob boss. But the mob boss shoots him before he can kill him. And it's like kind of implied Ghost Dog thinks he saved him and then comes back later after he's trained and becomes a hitman for him. But then you see the same flashback later as Ghost Dog says it. But there's one little difference is that the guy takes out a gun and points it at Ghost Dog, and the mob guy shoots him still anyway. So you get, it's a lot about perspective, about culture, and cross culture.
Yeah, you
how
have
cultures will give and take from each other. Mm-hmm. I liked it a lot. I want to rewatch it.
I like
enjoyed it.
Just the weirdness of this movie too. Like
quite
you
strange.
You have the ice cream man and he's speaking French, but
he's the Haitian guy. He speaks French, Haitian the entire time.
They talk to each other, but he probably said this, and then he says exactly the thing that he was saying. Like they don't understand each other, but they do in a way still. Just like you and me.
Exactly.
But yeah. But you have the boat on the roof. The guy building a boat, and he's like they're just like so enthralled with that he's like, I need to show you this. You have the little girl. I really like the scene with the little girl. Mm-hmm. Although I don't know if Rashomon's the most appropriate book to give to a child, but
well, I don't. You have to remember that at the end of the movie, she sees him gets gunned down in the street, and then reads the Hagakure.
True, and she becomes a hitman afterwards too.
But I don't think that girl is leading an appropriate life, regardless of Rashomon.
I know. It's just but I
she had
a
couple
really
inappropriate books though. She had like a very adult looking book, but she was like. I just like the cover. I haven't read this one. I just like the cover. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. It was a good recommendation. Movie I want to watch again.
Mm-hmm.
Very nuanced. I feel like it's the kind of movie that I'll get something different from every time I watch it. And I look forward to
a different perspective, maybe.
A different perspective
from the view of time, because you'll be watching it at a different time in your life.
I also watched the second Beetlejuice film. Beetlejuice.
Oh!
Well, that was it. I said it 3 times.
Oh.
You know?
I thought you said twice.
No, I said I've watched the second Beetlejuice film.
True.
Beetlejuice, which is the name of the film. Now, here's the real thing, is that when they do the third one, nobody's going to be able to avoid it. Just by saying the name of the movie, everybody's going to be summoning the bastard.
True.
You know?
Bastard.
I don't know. There's not much to say on this. It's like a legacy sequel of a movie from 30 years ago by a director who generally I kind of dislike. I don't really like Tim Burton. But you know what? He came out for this one. This was really good. I'm surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did.
Okay. Was it funny? Was it memorable?
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's got like the exact same style. There's some funny moments, you know. There's some cool moments.
They do practical effects for the
lots
things
of practical effects still. That's good. Yeah. Some very fun performances. I think it was a bit messy. There's a whole plot line of Beetlejuice's like ex-wife, but it's kind of entirely inconsequential.
That's is that like because of Hollywood, and it's like humiliation ritual for Beetlejuice, right? That's where because of Hollywood is evil. No,
I think it's purely because Tim Burton wanted to put his wife in the film.
Oh, okay.
He wanted a role for Monica Bellucci, so he was just like, he can be Beetlejuice's ex-wife, and she's a sexy lady that runs around and sucks people's souls out. And then
no!
Like spoilers. She dies at the end.
Oh,
but it's like she's like set up as this threat, like, oh, she's trying to find Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice is worried, like, I need to get married to Winona Ryder characters again, Lydia, so that my ex-wife can't get me.
Okay, is that how it works?
It's not apparently, but it's not really necessary. I think they could have just kept the usual, like, Beetlejuice is obsessed with this lady still, you know. Without having to have this extra threat, because it only comes in, she appears right at the end, like, it's time, I'm about to get you, but Beetlejuice, like, outsmarts and defeats her, like, almost immediately. Without even being married to Lydia. And then he's still trying to marry Lydia afterwards anyway, so it's like, well, there's a...
Because a creep.
He is a creep, but that's what I'm saying. With Beetlejuice, you can just... He is already a creep. You don't have to set up this whole thing with, like, his ex-wife.
Makes me
his origins and stuff. But I liked it. It's like, there was a good sequence at the end, scored or set to the song MacArthur's Park. It was a cool sequence. It's got Willem Dafoe in it. Willem Dafoe's quite funny in it.
Okay.
He plays like a dead action movie star. He's like a Charles Bronson type.
Oh, that's cool. That's a
action movie who's like an afterlife cop now. And they have a running gag where he keeps getting handed a cup of coffee in every scene. And then he'll either not do anything with it or like dramatically crush it, you know?
Oh, okay.
It's a good... I'm surprised by how much I enjoyed it at the end of the day. I went in kind of thinking, I mean, I like the first Beetlejuice. It was good enough.
Yeah.
I don't think they needed to make a second Beetlejuice 30 years later, but they did. I was like, oh, I don't know. I can't imagine it being too good. But I enjoyed it.
You recommend it?
I'd recommend if you enjoyed Beetlejuice 1, check out Beetlejuice 2. Yeah. That's good.
Finally, a comedy that you can relax to, and not some depressing movies that we watch now day to day.
Yeah,
like watch this piece of depressing garbage because it's
some
so
of the
good.
Crap you watch. Like, I watched this trilogy of Czechoslovakian films, all about a sad man who gets killed while trying to eat his only radish in his field. Each movie is 7 hours long.
Yeah,
and I hate you. I hate you, and I hate your tastes.
The radish is a symbolization for the split of Czechoslovakia into Czech and Slovakia. You know,
the farmer is a metaphor for
the
wall, the Iron Curtain.
Yeah, in Germany, not in Czechoslovakia.
No, but it affects Czechoslovakia still.
True, you're right.
As you watch the movie and you find out the context is that he's a German immigrant in Czechoslovakia.
Okay. And his name is like Wall in Germany. Right? In German, right? You know,
Wall, His name is Das Wall. Yeah, exactly.
Hans Wall.
My name is Hans. Hans Wall. That's kind of bullshit you watched. I bet you watched something like that this week, didn't you?
Yeah. No.
No?
I did watch a Guillermo del Toro movie where he was. It's called
he's even
Mimic,
worse, man.
and it was kind of garbage, honestly.
Guillermo del Toro is interesting because I admire him a lot as a filmmaker, but in terms of his actual output, there's a very few films I would like to watch. That I'm sitting there that I'm like, I could go for a Guillermo del Toro film. There's like maybe 2 or 3 movies.
It's such a dumb movie because it's like it feels like it's really hard to explain because it's like. There's this disease and it's spread by cockroaches to children, basically.
Okay, sure.
And they designed like the main character, like there's a couple that the main couple is like the main characters of the movie. The guy is like the CDC or whatever, a evil government CDC, and his wife is a bug geneticist or whatever, and she creates this bug that specifically kills cockroaches so they can't spread this disease. And what happens is that they were designed to basically die out after 6 months. Of course, what happens? They don't die out. They evolve or whatever, and they become like these fucking gigantic fucking like flying. Like monstrosities.
Well, cockroaches are already flying monstrosities.
Yeah, true. But the thing about it is that the entire thing, the movie's called fucking Mimic, right? Which is like, okay, so you get in scenes, you get this like guy, like a hat man style, like black silhouetted with like a hat on.
The man in black.
Thing, and everybody kind of like walks past him, ignores him, And at the end of the movie, you kind of like, not even at the end, there's like, they find like a corpse of one of them, and they realize that the front like little hands that the things have, the insects have, if you put them together, there's like a shape of a human's face on it, like an old man like face on it, and it like. But there's still a gigantic fucking bug. So it's like it's making this like and then the character says that they could infiltrate us and like we won't see them, and it's like, but they're still like buzzing and chattering like a fucking bug,
Yeah, but if they evolved that quickly.
That's true, yeah. What else could they?
But they're already evolving to make a human face.
Right? Maybe they'll be sexy in a few more generations, and then that's how they get us.
And we could all have bug husband and wives.
Bug husband and wives.
And then at that point, why are you trying to stop me, Norman Reedus?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just a really dumb movie with like really dumb subplots. Like there's this kid that's like clearly like autistic coded, basically,
Sure.
And it's like, he uses spoons to communicate with
he's like non-verbal.
it's like overall like nothing happens in the entire movie.
Like a bit of a B movie, which can be entertaining in of itself, even if that's what it's going for.
Yeah, it like
kind of a monster movie.
It is a bit like, it's like okay, but it's kind of boring. It's got Thanos in it. Is also in it.
Brolin.
Yeah. He snaps the bugs. No, he dies like pretty easily in the movie.
No.
But yeah, not worth seeing. Honestly, I was expecting like from a title like Mimic, I was expecting like sexy, like the sexy monstrosity, like species, like that sort of thing. But then I got like gigantic bugs. So I think that's what mostly made the opinion of this movie for me, is that I didn't get to see sexy bugs that pretend to be human.
I think you maybe should have just watched some porn or something.
That'd be too easy. And I'm a
If you were
go-getter.
like sitting there,
I'm a go-getter. That's
I
what I
need
call
something
myself.
sexy, and you saw the word mimic, and you were like, "That's probably gonna be sexy." Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna blame Guillermo del Toro for this one. I think it might be on you.
Maybe
I think you should have gone and watched some porn and then come back and watched the movie, and you would have been like, "That was pretty good. That was entertaining."
True. Yeah. We'll watch it next time. You should watch Mimic and tell me if you...
Sure.
But yeah, and I watched a different movie, which is actually good, which is called My First Film. It's about just like a woman making her first film, and like kind of... I think like it's supposed to be like a bit biographical, kind of based on the journey of the director herself, making her movies and the journey of like creating like the first actual, production of a film. It's not like they're not making like a movie with a studio, but they're still like putting effort into having like, someone that handles the wardrobe, someone that handles the second director, basically, the producer or whatever, the sound person, and having it being done professionally, in a way. And it's really interesting. I really like it. I recommend it. Nothing, just a good movie. Not much to say about it in general, because it's a personal. It does feel like a very personal film.
Yeah.
About something very personal, So recommend it. Didn't see a lot of reviews for it, so why not?
Speaking of personal, it was personal this week on Tulsa King.
Yeah. True. But
because Tyson, he got out of there. The other guy's in the hospital, but they're not happy with him, and everything they're having to pull back because it's now war, like you said. It's war now.
Yeah.
A war has begun between Bevilacqua and Dwight. And brewing in the background, they don't even know about China. China's coming from.
Yeah, specifically.
They don't realize. On top of that, New York, they're kicking out Chicky. They've kicked him out. He's gone now. And they've got the other guy is in charge.
Yeah, the captain or whatever he called him, so Vic.
Everything's kicking off.
Yeah. I like the beginning of the episode where Dwight says, is it Dwight? I think it's Dwight. It says, if this was real mafia.
If this was a real mafia, I'd kill you. Which is interesting because, he kind of doesn't see it. It's I guess that's sort of imposter syndrome, isn't it? Like,
we're not actual real mafia.
We're not really mafia. We're like playing pretend over here.
Yeah,
which is sad. I think Dwight should have a bit more confidence in his
to kill Tyson,
in his people. I think he was well within his right if it were real mafia. This quite a bit happened this episode.
Yeah,
quite a lot was going on. Armand is off the rails now.
Yes, he's desperate. That's the worst.
He's very
thing
desperate.
That someone can be desperate. Is like a loose cannon, where they're just they don't know where to turn to, so they just kind of lash out, basically.
Dwight's daughter and his grandkids, they've gone back to New York because Dwight came back and he's like, it's getting dangerous. I'm sorry, you should probably not be here.
It's
and he betrayed her again because she thought, finally, we've got a real family going. And then lo and behold, same old Dwight bullshit. Which did make me think, if he left prison after being in prison for 25 years, could he have just been like, I'm going to retire?
Could have been, maybe. I don't know.
Could he have just been like, I'm gonna.
If they sent, because like clearly when they sent him to Tulsa, they were like, they were
getting him out of the way.
Care,
we don't want exactly. You've been in the joint 25 years. We don't want you here.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a very important message too when she leaves, because like mafia families are families too,
Mm-hmm.
And
they're a type of family. They look out for each other.
They look out for each other.
He chose that family over his real family.
Mm-hmm. And
sad. It's tragic. Did you get a phone buzz?
Yes, the camera motion sensor went off.
Anything cool out there?
I'll look at it.
Anything cool?
Plus, let's see. It takes a long time. The system is slow. Maybe someone's already in. I'm not even sure.
While you're doing that, I'm going to check my Pokemon trading card game app.
Yeah.
Let's see how we're doing. Oh, there's a Chansey pick available. That's fucking
It's I can see it on the camera. It seems like a guy that's wearing a long coat, and he's just kind of like a, Hatman style. I should probably go open the door, right? Because it must be a normal person, not a mimic type creature that could pretend to be someone, right?
Hold on,
maybe not. I won't open it.
Fucking gold hourglass, man.
Yeah, and
a Chansey.
What did you get? What did you get in your pack opening?
I wanted a gold hour. I got a gold hourglass, which I can use to improve the timer for my wonder pick.
Okay.
But I didn't want that. I wanted a Chansey. Because there's nobody on the wonder pick that I want. Mm-hmm. Everybody's opening dog shit in their packs.
Everybody's opening dog shit?
Everybody's just getting dog shit.
It's like a collective experience. Like you can pick.
So there's two avenues. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry, I have to clear my throat a lot. You have your own packs that you can open. Whenever you open a pack, it sends that out to the wonder pick, and somebody else can go there, look at the cards you got in a pack, and they have a chance of getting one of those.
Oh.
They don't take it off of you. They get the same card.
Okay.
They get like a copy of it.
But is it like they have to be like your friend or something, or is it just a random person?
It will give you your friend ones, but it will also give you a set of random people as well.
Okay.
This guy's got
that
a
sounds
Venusaur
like
EX, but I already have that card.
Sounds pretty radical, honestly, for me. Like some sort of like communism, like.
Oh shit, Blastoise EX. Hold up, I'm gonna get 3 wonder picks.
You're like that guy, those cops that were like playing Pokemon Go and they ignored like a call to like help someone because they were playing Pokemon Go on their phones.
All right, Max, I got 5 choices here. Okay, 3 on top, 2 on the bottom.
Yeah.
What card should I pick? It's all on you.
Middle, bottom row. So 3. So the second one at the bottom, right? That's what I'm referring to.
3 on top, 2 on bottom.
Oh, so the top, like the opposite. So 3 on the top, the middle one from the 3 on the top.
The very top middle one, yeah?
Yes.
You motherfucker. You got me the damn Blastoise EX, bro. Let's go. I needed that card.
I shouldn't have said that. You siphoned a bit of luck from me now.
I did. You've lost some luck now, and I've absorbed
damn it.
Now I got the Blastoise EX. I needed that one, man.
If I was in one of those like animes where a guy wakes up in an MMORPG, my luck stat would have gone down right now. I would have seen it in my HUD.
That's perfect. I had a Squirtle and a Wartortle for so long. No Blastoise. Lo and behold, Blastoise EX. You got it for me, bro. Thank you.
True.
All right, I'll put my phone away.
Yeah. Well, Tulsa King is
what
kind
more
of
can
like
you say about Tulsa King, really?
What Pokemon would be Dwight's favorite Pokemon? What would you say? It's a tough choice, right? You gotta really sit on that and think, because there's not really a lot. I think like Psyduck would be something he likes. He would be like a funny fella. He looks like a duck, but he's like weird, or something like that.
I'm gonna say Pangoro. Anyway,
know what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
Pangoro. Oh, okay. I can see that.
You know who's really coming up as my favorite character this season?
Yeah, who?
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot is really getting some screen time.
He's getting. He's not even got any plot lines whatsoever. Really.
Nope. He's a tool.
He is a tool. He is the heavy. And you know what? I love him. Every time he turns up, I'm like, yes, Bigfoot, let's go.
Yeah.
Dwight gets him to go and like scout out something this episode.
Yeah.
That's it. He literally, that's all he does. But
Yeah,
every
go
time
check
he turns
this
up,
out for me.
I'm looking at him like, this is a good big guy. This is a great looking big. He's got the long ass hair. He's got the polo shirt on to show off his like huge arms and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a good heavy. It's a good look for a heavy.
He knows he's a big guy. He knows.
He knows he's a heavy, but also he's got a gentle side to him.
True.
As demonstrated last episode, you know,
Like Bigfoot.
Like Bigfoot himself. I like Bigfoot. I like Bigfoot. What else happened this episode? I lost my train of thought because of your ring camera and my
not the Pokemon, right? And my ring camera. That's what caused it.
I said afterwards, and I was saying it sequentially because that's the order.
Quickly, so I could do the bit.
That's the order of
because
what
I knew
happened.
you were going to say it, and I wanted to interject quickly so I could make you look bad.
You're a fucking bitch. Fuck you. See, this is the kind of Hassan Ethan back and forth you get from us at the end of the day. The kind of repertoire, the repartee, I guess you should say.
Armand is thinking about going into witness protection because he's a fucking loser.
He spirals. He's crashing out this episode. First off, he goes to his ex-wife and he's like, I'm going to go into witness protection. Will you come with me? And she's like, no. I'm sick of the mafia stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you.
Yeah. How dare you not want to be, like, banished, basically, from society with me, you know?
He goes to his job, a little drunk, blows up on the girl who takes care of the horses.
Yeah.
And then Dwight's girlfriend, the owner of the stable, comes over. She's like, what's wrong with you? He's going crazy again. He's like, your boyfriend, Dwight's a murderer. He's a fucking murderer. And she fires him. And he's like, okay, cool. So I've lost my family now. I've lost my job completely. Two avenues completely gone. Maybe I'll go side with Thresher. Goes over to Thresher. He's like, by the way, I told Dwight about you. Can I have a job, please?
Yeah. Can I do... And he also says that, like, can I get, like, a managerial position?
Yeah, can I be a manager, please?
I've
got experience.
Yeah, then Thresher goes, like, I wouldn't have you sweep up the place. Fuck off.
He's like, can I please... Well, can you just give me some money, please?
Yeah.
And he's like, here's $100. He throws it on the ground. And he walks off. And his only recourse is to rob Dwight. He gets a gun. He goes to the back room of the bar.
The safe
holds up what's his nuts. Vault. It's a good thing only he was there, because if even any other person was there, it probably wouldn't have gone down like that. Yeah,
honestly. If Mark Wahlberg would be there, it wouldn't have gone like that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But he robs Dwight. That's the stinger of the episode, is that he takes a bunch of money off Dwight, the money that they were going to use to buy the car dealership.
And honestly, I feel like if I was Armand, and I'm not saying I am,
okay, interesting.
I would kill that guy and blame it, because it's like war, you know. It's like kill him and set the place on fire. And
it would definitely. It would definitely. It'd be a good time to do it, but he hasn't got it in him to really kill.
True, honestly.
Because he needed a reason to shoot him. Mm-hmm. Even when he was going for his gun, he didn't shoot him. He gave him a warning shot.
Yeah.
So it's not he doesn't want to kill anybody. He had a very emotional call. He left a message on his son's iPhone.
And his son is like, voicemail, delete. Like, I don't do voicemails.
I got it.
2006 or some shit, you know?
The more depressing part of that scene wasn't so much Armand leaving, Armand's, like, what he says or anything. More the imagining that, like, 14-year-old kid, like, really listening to that message and being like, holy fuck. Like, that's fucked up. You're going to have that's going to cause some problems in your life.
Yeah.
Having a message like that you hear, left to you specifically.
Yeah.
Your dad talking like he's going to kill himself.
Like
I was worried. I thought that's what was going to happen. I thought he was going to fucking kill himself or something.
Yeah, I think like they were trying to kind of imply that a little bit.
But then he went to rob Dwight instead. Armand is off the rails. Do you think he'll die by the end of the season?
No, I think like he might be gone from the show, honestly. I think maybe
there's no way Dwight's going to let him leave with that money. He also hates him.
Going to come back.
Dwight would kill him. Dwight's going to kill him.
Yeah, but Dwight is busy with a war. He's got war to do, you know? He's a general. He has to focus on generaling the war.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. But you can't just let him leave with all that money.
Yeah, I guess. But then he would have to send, like, forces out to, like, search for him. Unless Armand is an absolute idiot and he's going to stay in Tulsa with that money.
I think it's proven that Armand is kind of an idiot, to be fair.
He's just going to be like in a motel somewhere, holed up.
Looking out the blinds all the time with a gun in his hand. Like, where is he? Where is he? I know he's coming.
I'm going to wait this out, you know, on his turf.
Thresher got pushed out of his organization this episode by the Chinese guy, Jackie.
Evil. He tells him, the Triad guy tells him, like, well, you Americans, you don't know how well you have it.
Stupid and lazy. Yeah. And that's why it's so easy for me, because you just got to be direct and strong, and you can take whatever you want in this country.
True, yeah.
He had that line where he was like, I was in a restaurant washing dishes, and they said it was Chinese food, but I didn't recognize any of it.
Yeah.
It's like he's truly in a foreign land.
Mm-hmm.
And he's taking it by the balls.
Yeah.
He's going, this is my Tulsa.
I kept my mouth shut and my ears perked up.
I kept my mouth shut and my ears. I taped them open permanently.
Taped them open.
I taped them so nobody could even close my ears.
Nothing could miss me, you know? Not a word. Not a note in the song.
I got the canals of my ears lined with titanium.
Yeah.
So they couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
They couldn't pinch them closed if they wanted to.
And I know that Dwight is now busy with fighting, you know, Kansas, because I can hear it. Because I can hear it with my titanium ears.
I had big funnels surgically attached to my ears.
Yes,
so I can hear everything.
Gigantic tubes.
And now I know you're at your weakest. I'm gonna force you to sign this contract to sell me all the shit. For
and he's like, no, and then he has a bunch of people point AKs at him.
Yeah, and he goes, okay.
We'll make you disappear if you don't do this.
Mm-hmm. So he did. Yeah. And then Thresher was like, he's like, I gotta go talk to Bevilacqua. Bevilacqua, this Chinese guy's crazy. And he's like, okay, I'm doing something else.
Yeah. Use that. It's kind of your, because he also tells him that the car.
Tells him it was the reason why all of this even started is because of Thresher and his Chinese buddy.
Yeah.
His associate. Exactly. So Bevilacqua was like, we're fucked. Because not only are we caught between Dwight, but now there's the ever-growing red threat of communist China.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to let the radicals over there, you know? You don't want to let them in.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
I like the scene when they're like in the weed store and Dwight is there.
Oh yeah, of course.
Talking about like, oh, you guys need to like really hunker down now. Like it's getting real now.
The store.
And then one of them says that like, what is it? We need to cover our mattresses. What is it? What do they say?
They start we have to run to the mattresses. Or something
and
like
that.
They start talking about like where that saying comes from, and it's from Rome or something.
Or it's like the Godfather or whatever. Yeah, and then Dwight goes like, shut up and stop talking about it. They slept up on fucking straw.
Mattresses. They slept on fucking straw.
Yeah, and then he just walks away.
Yeah.
Which I thought was
nice. The outcome of that is the guy gets shot. Bodhi's buddy. The older, like, Native American guy.
Yes.
Shot by Bevilacqua's guys in front of the weed store when they're leaving. He might die. We don't know. We didn't see him die in the scene, so I don't think he's going to die. He's going to be in the hospital.
Yeah, like this show now showed us that you can survive a car bomb going off right next to you if you really want to, you know?
Yeah, bullets like nothing at this point.
But we also seen Dwight cry.
Dwight
He cried a little bit. He got really
had to say goodbye to his daughter and his grandkids, or he didn't get to say goodbye to his daughter and grandkids. He told her that she should probably leave, and then next scene she's gone. When he comes back, he's like, "Where is everybody?" His sister's like, "They left. You told them to leave," and he's like, "Oh, I wanted to say goodbye first. I was hoping I could say goodbye first."
Yes.
And his sister's like, "Well,
that's life, you know.
Sorry,
right?
get over it." And then walks away, and he's like, "Fuck. My fucking family."
But I could have, and then he calls Chicky, tells him,
family.
he calls Chicky to tell him to not touch his family, which is to now Chicky that he's a free man.
He calls him to tell him that it's happening first.
Yeah,
almost to incept the idea into him, and then say, "But don't do it.
Don't do this, you insane man."
How far? I gotta check something here.
Yes,
I was thinking about this when this came up in the episode. What's the geography between Tulsa and New York? Like, because Tulsa's in Oklahoma. It's really far away from New York. Why is New York even involved in any of this?
Because that's why, like, the Bavalakwa guy was so pissed, you know?
Yeah.
That he was there. It's like, why the fuck is this, like, guy here from New York? And
I thought Tulsa was at least a bit closer than this. I was thinking Tulsa. I was thinking Oklahoma is, like, around where Tennessee is, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still, like, at least close to the East Coast. But no, Tulsa's, like, center of America, almost.
Well,
South central of America.
Heart of the land, you know. They call
is
Tulsa.
kind of a heartland. Yeah, it's kind of a heartland.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the Oklahoma Aquarium. Ooh, Route 66 Historical Village? That sounds
We should go there. We should make get a meetup going.
Tell you what, we'll say it right now. If Tulsa King gets to a 5th season, we're recording episodes in Tulsa.
Yeah, we'll go to that place where you don't hear no sound. We'll go there.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. And the horse comes up to us, and you're like, "Whoa."
Yeah. Awesome,
Just like the show.
Wow, what an awesome horse.
Awesome horse.
I'm going to take this horse to a stable. This would be my horse. Same from the glue factory. I love this horse. It's my favorite horse. That was Tulsa King this week. Good episode. I'm looking forward to the
finale,
penultimate episode and the finale.
Yeah. Not too long. Not too long. Only 2 episodes left.
Have we got? I think I might have looked on a different episode already. But have we got a confirmed season 3 for Tulsa King? I'm hoping they may be filmed like a season 2 and a season 3 back to back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that could have happened, yeah. I can see that with this sort of show, honestly.
I'm not seeing anything. Shortly after premiering was renewed for a 2nd season, which premiered on September 15th.
Maybe the viewership wasn't the best on the 2nd season.
A 3rd season and a spin-off series are both in development.
Spin-off?
And a spin-off series.
Who are they gonna spin off it? Armand running away and living as a hobo somewhere?
Maybe the ATF agent.
True.
In Alaska.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else. Maybe we'll know at the end of the season. Or it's gonna be like Alaska King. I don't know, because that would be funny. She goes to a different place in Alaska. She has sex with some guy, and it turns out he's a big mafioso guy again. And she's like, "Fuck, every place I go.
Why do I keep having sex with huge crime men?"
Maybe it's just my type.
Entirely accidentally.
Clearly, yeah.
What the hell is happening?
Conflict of interest.
Do you know the guy that played Thresher was in Skylanders Superchargers? He played Astro Blast.
Awesome.
He voiced Astro Blast in Skylanders Superchargers.
He's got a vibe of an Astro Blaster.
He's got. I can see why they got him to play.
His deep blue eyes, really,
and the
Astro Blaster,
and the white hair and everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was Tulsa King this week. Yeah. Thanks for listening. if you enjoyed our policies, if you enjoyed our talk about liberty versus freedom, and if you even get the hint that we've got a Hassan Ethan vibe going on here, then this is the show for you. You're going to want to hit subscribe or save it or like it, leave a review on whatever podcast app you're using. We're there. But if you don't use podcast apps, maybe you're more of a YouTube person. We upload there as well. And the benefit of YouTube is that you can leave a comment as well, and we'll read it, we'll check it. We'll go, awesome, thank you.
Yeah. And depending on who's looking at the account at the time, it's either going to be Ben leaving the comments or it's going to be me deleting them.
I hope you're not deleting them. Even if they're really, really bad, I hope you leave them up. But if you don't want to leave a comment, you can also email us, deadensigns@gmail.com. That's deadensigns@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. And once again, we support the president.
They got that. The flag
they did
too.
It. Let's give them a couple claps. They did it. Can you clap as well, Max, please?
I'm doing it, but the sound suppression is not picking it up for you.
Well, I believe you. And you know what? I trust you. And I love you, and I love everybody. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.